As MuleSoft becomes more and more adopted in your organization across different lines of businesses, there may be a need for an isolated tenant of the Anypoint platform for each line of business. Hi, I'm Sritej from MuleSoft Customer Success and Architecture team. In today's Friends of Max video, I'm going to discuss how you can enable multi-tenancy over Anypoint platform and allocation of Cloud Hub infrastructure across different lines of businesses using business groups. With that being said, let's jump into the presentation now. In today's Friends of Max video, we will do a quick introduction on different components of the Anypoint platform, high-level access management features, what are business groups main objects and associations, business groups ownership models, and a high-level introduction of our new feature teams. You might be already aware about this, but there are 5 main components of the Anypoint platform. Design Center for building API specifications. Anypoint Management Center is where you control access to the platform, deploy and manage applications. Anypoint Exchange, which acts as central repository for sharing assets across the organization. Mule Runtime is where applications are actually running. Mule Runtime services like platform APIs, MQs, DLBs, VPCs, VPNs, etc. So, access management in Anypoint Management Center is where we create and manage our business groups. Before we jump onto business groups, let's review some of the access management features at a high level. Access management provides all the administrative capabilities to manage your Anypoint platform and its various entitlements like Runtime Manager, Anypoint MQ, audit logs, etc. So once you navigate into access management, you have users, business groups, roles, and teams. Teams is our brand new feature released recently. This makes our life a lot easier by grouping users and providing required permissions and authorizations across business groups. So let's look at some of the access management features in more detail. The organization owner is the first user to sign up for the organization in the Anypoint platform. This will be a super user who will act like an organization admin by default and will also have all the possible permissions. Later, other users can be assigned with the organization admin role. With that being said, in order to create a child business group, you need to be an organization owner or an administrator. Also, only organization owner or the administrator can only see the client ID and secret of the business group, which you need while consuming Anypoint platform's REST APIs. With that being said, let's discuss about business groups in detail next. As MuleSoft becomes more and more adopted in your organization across different lines of businesses, there may be a need for an isolated tenant of the Anypoint platform. Business groups comes handy in these kind of situations. So when you create an Anypoint platform account, a master organization is created and the user will be assigned as the owner of the organization. And the organization name is the name you entered in the company field during the initial Anypoint platform sign-up. A master organization can contain multiple business groups. You can think of these like sub-organizations. So let's discuss about the business groups in more detail. As mentioned, the main purpose of the business groups is to provide different lines of businesses with the isolated platform components and other infrastructure like vCores, Anypoint, MQs, VPCs, etc., which enables line of businesses with better visibility and control over their applications and resource allotments. There is a hard limit on the number of business groups that you can create in an organization, which is set at 100 for now. So these business groups act like a self-contained resource groups that contain Anypoint platform resources such as applications, users, and maybe child business groups also. By separating Anypoint platform resources, users can be granted access only to the business groups to which they are assigned to, thereby enabling multi-tenancy of the Anypoint platform within the organization. Deleting the business groups is not at all recoverable, as all the resources in the business group gets deleted. Let's move on to business groups hierarchy now. All the business groups reside within the master organization and are organized in a hierarchical tree, where the top level business group is the root of the master organization, and each business group you create has one direct parent and can have multiple children. Business groups provide more fine-grained control over access to resources. Each business group has its own set of client ID and secret. Only the master organization admin, parent organization admin, or the org admin of that particular business group can only view the client ID and secret. And these are required when accessing the runtime services using the REST APIs or Anypoint CLI. And because business groups are hierarchical, the owner of the parent business group automatically has and retains the administrator permissions for any child business group of that parent. And even if they make any other user as an organization administrator of a child business group. Conversely, owners of the child business groups cannot access or modify parent business group or master organization settings or view parent business groups or master organization's client ID and secret. Each business group, including master, has its own design center, runtime management center, access management features like users, roles, external client providers, private exchange, allocated vCores for both prod and non-prod, which can be sliced at 0.1 fragments, VPCs, DLBs, static IPs, vCores, etc. Also, once these resources are assigned to a business group, those are only available to the business group that they are assigned to and are unavailable to the parent organization even if they are unused. When you create a child business group for a parent business group, only redistributable entitlements such as vCores, VPCs, and load balancers that were assigned to the parent business group can be allocated to the child business group. For example, your organization has an entitlement of 5 sandbox vCores. You assign 1 sandbox vCore to 3 parent business groups. Later, you wanted to create a child business group for business group 1 and assign some vCores. But you can only assign up to 1 vCore. You cannot assign any unassigned vCores from the master organization directly unless you assign those vCores to the parent business group 1 before assigning to the child business group. Also, after creating a child business group, they can have their own SDLC environments. Everything can be configured with clicks. So now let's move on to business groups objects and its main associations next. Here is a quick overview of business groups main objects and its associations. Users and roles. Business groups can have their own users and roles like the SDLC developers, consumers, and admins. Also, the admins from the parent business group have control over the child business groups. Assets. Assets like custom connectors and APIs that are published to the master exchange are automatically shared across the organization, thereby promoting consumption and reuse. Environments. As mentioned earlier, each business group can have their own SDLC environments. Also, business groups can have their own or shared runtime services like VPCs, DLBs in Cloud Hub setup. So let's discuss about the ownership models next. We typically have 2 types of ownership models: single business group model, multiple business group model. Here is an example of single business group model where all the applications and internal assets developed reside in the master organization itself. When there are multiple line of businesses using the same master org, then there might be a chance that a particular line of business can use the resources like vCores more than what they are entitled for. Or if different line of businesses wanted to use different external client providers, then there will be some bottlenecks in coordinating between them. This is when business groups come handy. Here is an example of multi-business group model. This is optional. Here, each line of business is allocated with their own business group, thereby isolating and distributing resources as per line of business subscriptions. Also, each line of business can have their own SDLC environments. For example, business group 1 can have dev, QA, and prod, but business group 2 can have dev, QA, UAT, and prod as per their requirement, and these environments can be created with clicks. Resources like VPC, DLB can be created at the master organization level and can be shared with the parent business groups. Thereby, Central IT can maintain security of the environments as per the company's policies. Conversely, if a business group have its own VPC, it can only be shared with child business groups, but not sibling or parent business groups. There are some considerations that you should be aware of while creating business groups. Plan your business groups in the initial SDLC cycles itself, as there is no automated way to move an asset from one business group to the other. Also, while you are in a Cloud Hub setup, evaluate sharing VPCs, VPNs, and DLBs. This will make it easy for the operations team to manage easily. But for an on-prem setup, if you want to use shared infrastructure across the business groups, that would be a bottleneck, as one runtime can only be linked to one environment. Before we wrap up this discussion, let's also discuss about our new feature Teams, briefly, which comes handy for access control. Teams is a new feature which we would be covering in a detailed video later on, but on a high level, moving forward, our recommendation is to use business groups for resource and infrastructure isolation, and Teams to be used for access control. Teams separates users from business groups and environments. They take away user grouping and permission management from business groups and reflects organization structure. They offer a simple way to group users and provide access. For example, some customers span about 50 business groups across their organization. It has become a cumbersome task to share assets across business groups easily. Now, users can be grouped and provided with access as required. Thank you for watching this Friends of Max video. Please feel free to comment. Also check out the other links in the description for more information. Also, please check out the other videos in this channel. Look forward to see you soon again. Thank you.